just want to check one thing. If the company was bleeding so much cash in 2021, 2022, that Barclays was recalling its loan, it sounds like a gap was plugged at the very last minute by the sale of the distribution centre in Worksop. If you're plugging gaps with a one-off sale, that's not a going concern.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, but again, remember, so the auditors delayed the audit report by 6 months.
Presumably in order for the sale of the distribution centre to come through and the cash to arrive.
But that is also not very professional, because if their duty is to protect the public interest, they should be timely. And they should be willing to exercise judgment and take risk. Otherwise, what is their job?
Okay.
What is their job?
Bring in Andy.
Thanks, Chair. When we look back, BHS 2016, Carillion, Patisserie Valerie, London Capital Finance, Thomas Cook, NMC Health and Greensill Capital, they all demonstrate major audit failures. There's been heavy criticism of the Big Four and others involved in those. But you've argued that those failures are linked to systemic failures in corporate governance, and you've called for audit reforms. Do you want to say a little bit more about those key reforms? And can I invite you to comment on the market being dominated by such a small cohort of auditors? France, I understand, has 27 players in this market, and double auditing. What are the reforms that you would want to see, and which are the urgent ones?
Yeah, I mean, there is a long list, but I'll start with the independence issue. So at the moment, these are broad-based. The Big Four are, as you rightly say, very large, have a large market share, very influential, but also they provide a whole A to Z of services. So there are plenty of conflicts of interest. Just looking at the Wilko example, PwC were the auditors, then they resigned, then they became consultants to Wilko. So they were helping them with the restructuring. There's a £500,000 bill which was unpaid at the time of the administration, and now suddenly from that they've become the insolvency practitioners, right? So and then I saw there's also Deloitte is a creditor on this. So the Big Four are helping Wilko in different ways. We found the same in Carillion, right? So all the time, where is the public interest? Where is the independence? The independence should be separated. So they should not be allowed to cross-sell services, and they should be separated. Audit should be separated, and they should be broken up. Those are simple examples. Another important thing is about the forward-looking aspect of the audit. It shouldn't just be about the past. There should be about the future, and not just 1 year into the future, but at least 3 to 5 years. Bryden Review covers that, and auditors also need to be, there is also this talk about the auditors not being appointed by the company, because the company is not the client. The client is the public and the shareholders, creditors. There's a whole range of stakeholders who rely on a good quality independent audit, right? So therefore, there is a talk about the public appointment of auditors. So the government appoints the auditors to different companies rather than them choosing their auditors, right? Now, the point that was raised earlier about the transfer between PwC and EY, now that transfer of auditors, the only requirement is that one auditor should write to the other to make sure that there are no unforeseen risks in the business which the other auditor should be aware of. But that's a secret letter. Now, Bryden said that letter should be made public. Whenever there's a transition of auditors, we should see that. Auditors should appear in front of the AGM. At the AGM, people can ask auditors to look at particular aspects of the business which are not covered, but which are seen to be risky by the stakeholders of the business. The kinds of issues that Nadine is saying.
You're saying that does not happen now?
Not at all.
No.